Okay, so it looks like it says that I'm on now, so just give me a minute so I can find myself on YouTube. This is always such a weird, awkward little moment, but it's okay. So let's see. Got it. I'm just finding I'm just finding the live chat here, guys. So if you guys are starting to come on yet, I can meet you. Let's see. Almost. It's not showing up. Lord. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I think I've got myself on now. Again, I don't know if I'm on real time or not, but I'm going to start this actually with the most recent question I have on under one of my posts that I just put up. So this was actually from, I'm logged in, so I can't actually see your username, but I think from memory, it's Applebaum. So you just asked this question based off of the post that I just put up, that everything is just simply feedback. And basically that's all it is. Nothing is as important as you're allowing it to be. You are assigning the meaning. I'm not saying this to you, Applebaum. I'm saying this to everybody. We all have stuff. We've all had stuff. We've all grown up with some level of dysfunction, some worse than others. And I'm not meaning to invalidate your emotions or your feelings at all. But when it comes to manifestation, it is actually important for you to diminish the importance of your stuff, of all of your stuff, of anything that's happened in any situation in your past that tends to suck you back into a wound, a core wound, feeling not worthy, not good enough, being rejected, being abandoned, things like that. Sometimes we get in our own way simply by carrying out the same like experience over and over and over again, that it's a pattern in your life. I see it in my own life. And if you stay stuck in it, then you're just living in the past over and over and over again, because everything in your 3D reality is just your past. It's your past thoughts. And it might be an odd mix of like last week, last night, last year, 20 years ago, when I was 5, when I was 10, like it's just kind of a mix of everything conscious and unconscious. But so to this question, if your coworkers can you guys hear me okay? I'm sure the sound is on, but it would really suck if it wasn't. All right, let me say hi really quick. Hi, Hannah Baines, a bug and a flea. Hi, more. Okay. I don't know what that means. Hey. Clarice, hello with a heart. Hi, heart back. Mindset with Sally. So happy to be here. Good. I'm happy you're here too. Arancha Pardo. Hi from Spain. Hey. Good. So keep letting me know you're on. Oh, good. Ashley, do you mean, okay, good. Sound is good. Yes. Okay. Mike sounds fantastic. Awesome. Oh, by the way, bug and a flea. I did practice singing a little bit. Thank you for that visual. So mindset with Sally. Yes. Thank you. John Davies. Liverpool. Yes. Hi. I need to visit. I've never been there. Okay. So back to my subscribers question really quick, and then we'll get into some more stuff. I'm just like super chill, just so you guys know. I'm like ridiculously super relaxed and chill. I did a lot of meditating today, and I feel like kind of just in a dreamy state. I feel really blissed out. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I feel really good. So if your coworkers start acting mean, insensitive, and rude, what does that mean as a reflection? What is my lesson here? What belief should I change? So one thing, you can ask yourself those questions. And of course, it's good and healthy to be reflective and introspective and try to see what the lesson is here. You can also, so I would see it as if people were starting, who cares who they are, if they're starting to be insensitive and rude, it might just be, this is the tricky thing about manifesting and like kind of living under this kind of within this framework of law of assumption. I don't believe in spiritual bypassing, and I don't believe in ignoring wounds, but this is where you kind of have to come into this and say, okay, is this a pattern in my life that people suddenly are being super insensitive to me and rude? Is it taking you to a very deep, dark place, or is it just really annoying you? If it's just really annoying you, just see them differently. That's all. Like literally just start imagining them acting and treating you differently. And I'll tell a quick story about when I've helped a lot of people in this situation. So I'll tell a couple stories. One of them is going to be my own, but just really quick, I'm just going to like bring it down so I can get to a lot of things here. When I worked for other people in my life before I started my retail business. So I had my retail business that I started, in case you guys are new here. And I don't share things, by the way, to brag. I just share them because I really want you guys to realize that manifesting is a real thing, that you just kind of surrender to it, almost like a kid. That's kind of what I do. Like I'm a dreamer and I'm like a kid and I trust pretty easily. And it's okay. I've gotten hurt in my life being that way, but it's okay. I'll just keep doing that because I just continue to surrender and trust. Okay. So I'm never meaning to brag about things that I've manifested. I'm just telling you because I really want you guys to know it's all very real. So when I was younger and I was working for someone else for a little while, I was a technical person and I went into database development and programming. And I started a position at a nonprofit organization. And my boss, she didn't have as much technical experience as I did. And so she was like really threatened by me. So she was being a real jerk. And I didn't know that I was creating the whole thing. But I know when I started to realize that she was threatened by me, she was just setting me up left and right and sabotaging my work. So I'm going through this entire thing unconscious and not aware of what's going on. At the same time, simultaneously, people started to act, a couple people in the department started to act strange with me. So naturally, I actually just went home and I went into my imagination and I started picturing things differently. And what happened was that kind of snowballed and morphed into me kind of imagining that everybody there absolutely loves and adores me. And it's like I'm their like star, like tech person, that I'm the one that comes in and just helps them and saves them and makes them feel good and teaches them and empowers them so they don't have to like worry about whatever. One of the things that I always noticed my boss did with people was that she was very condescending. And it was just because she was super insecure. And I'm talking about this from a 3D perspective. But when she would help people, she would just like stand over them, arms crossed, and they would end up feeling like shit. So when I would help them, and I wasn't doing this in a way to compete with her, but my nature is that I just want people to feel good and people to be empowered and people to learn. So I would go in and I would get on my knees and help them and teach them. And as I'm walking through the steps, this is what's happening when you do X, Y, and Z. So this is what you want to do instead. They would be super happy. So it got to a point where everybody in the department just kind of treated me like they just loved me and they adored me. And it's because I gave them that love. So they were reflecting me back to me. And nobody wanted her help because she was such a bitch. But anyway, so yeah, she sabotaged me. I think I ended up losing my job for a little while because of her, but then they hired me back. And then it happened again. And then they called me again and basically said, you know, we're really sorry because all of the truth just came out. And we saw that she ended up doing that too. The person who filled your place. So anyway, that was that. So the thing is that I went into my imagination and I just kind of saw people treat me the way I wanted them to treat me. And I wanted to be of value and I wanted to be of service. And I've always had this attitude of wanting to go into something and leave it better than it was when I went into it. That's just how I've always been. I've always been somebody that when I did work for somebody, and I think some of you guys should adopt this because it does actually bring money into your life too. Work like you don't need the money. Okay, but this is back on to, so when people are being insensitive and rude, and I've given this advice to other people too, clients and friends of mine too. Like if you suddenly, literally just realize that people are literally going to reflect you back to you and let the messy middle happen. And don't worry about if you're not seeing the changes. If you start literally focusing on you're the shit, You are amazing. You are a star employee. Everybody absolutely appreciates your work. Your boss knows that you bring it and always knows that your boss can depend on you, that they value you, that everybody knows that they can count on you, and everybody absolutely loves working with you. However you want to see how people see you, if you start focusing on yourself that way, people will literally shift and change and reflect all of it back to you. It might take a couple of weeks for you to start seeing evidence of it. It might take a month. It might take 2 months, or it might literally shift and change instantly. But the thing is, you have to start really understanding that everything in your life and everyone in your life is literally just showing you parts of you. It's just, they're showing aspects and parts of you, and it's a very divine experience. I know a lot of law of assumption coaches teach things at a very superficial, shallow level, and that's okay. You can learn how to manifest that way. I do tend to go deeper with things because I am a very spiritual person also. I'm all about God. Personally, I'm all about Jesus. I love myself some Jesus. I'm not necessarily a Christian, but I do love Jesus Christ. I think, and as far as humans, he's my favorite human. So anyway, that I hope, Applebaum, I hope that answered your question a little bit. I know that it's kind of what you hear everywhere. If it's a deeper core wound that you're seeing a pattern on and it's been traveling throughout your life, do some deeper work, and you literally need to start loving and appreciating the parts of yourself that scare you, the parts of yourself that you don't like to be with, the part of yourself, like, everybody has parts of themselves that they don't. It's the dark, it's the shadow, it's the inner child, it's the ego, the parts of ourselves that we're scared of. When we run from those things, trying to find distractions in life, like through sex, through alcohol, through drugs, through relationships, through other people, we're literally just using things outside of us to fill something that's lacking inside of us because it feels so uncomfortable to be in that. But it's that part when we run from ourselves that's what causes the illusion, because it is just an illusion of separation. Okay. And that's what actually causes our loved ones to do things that are painful to us. That's what causes our SPs. In some cases, not all, because it's not all the same. That's why it's good to have coaching with a good coach. I'm not saying you have to see me, but coaches can help you see things, blind spots that you're not necessarily able to see. In some cases, not all, again, some cases, your specific person runs from you because they're just being your mirror of you running from those parts of you. That's it. So when you stop running from you, they'll stop running from you. When you love all of you, every part of yourself, and you do like your, love, your self-love, your self-concept work, they will turn towards you and come towards you because you're not running from you anymore. Okay. So Applebaum, I hope that answered. You're not even on right now, but eventually you'll see this, maybe. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Now we're back. Mindset with Sally, South Africa. Awesome. Jasmine, loving the hair. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you so much. I actually cut my hair myself, and I cut it this morning. And it's so funny because every time I do, I can go out and get my hair cut. Obviously I could go to a salon, but every time this is like that mindset you want to have with money. And I know it's maybe not how you think, but like I cut my own hair, and I know that if I went and I got my hair cut to the type of place that I would want to go to, it would easily cost over $100-$150 probably every time if I went, because my hair is all shaved underneath completely all the way around. That would cost like a good $40, which would have to be once a week. So every time I cut my hair or color my hair, I'm like, awesome, I just like saved myself $150. So more money for me, and money loves me. So I thank the money. Okay. So yeah, John, great city. So Liverpool, UK is a great city. I know I'd love it. I have to make it a point to go there someday with my person. Okay, Hannah, how do I remove a block where I know I have manifested things in my 5D, but do not see anything in my 3D? How do I remove a block where I know I have manifested things in my 5D, but do not see anything in my 3D? Stop focusing so much on not seeing it in your 3D, because that just could be the block. It's as simple as that. It might not be, but it could be. What is spiritual bypassing? So it's kind of, so I've heard different people talk about it differently. I see it as when you just treat everything like, oh, this is just happening because like, this is meant to happen this way, and I'm just going to go with the flow, and I'm not going to like do any kind of it's not willing to look at like the actual, it's kind of giving all your power away and just kind of saying like, oh, it was just meant to be that way, and that's it. So I don't need to really look at myself and look at the anything and do the inner work. It's avoiding doing the inner work. That's how I subscribe to it. Dea Saluti, hi. Caribbean, Flora, hey Kim, I'm feeling so emotional over the separation between me and, I know, I'm sorry. I know when he met me, it was love at first sight for both of us. I keep persisting. How do I not take this personally? Because he's being your mirror. He's showing you parts of yourself that you have to look at. And then when you do, and you kind of just dismantle like your old self and stop trusting in the old story, then everything in your reality will kind of conform to that. But you are currently conforming to your 3D. So if you think of your 3D reality, everybody, you guys, how many people do we have on right now anyway? If you think about, let me see. Okay, we have 19 people on. That's good. If you think about your 3D reality, you know how with the star, when you look at a star, that star isn't actually there. The star is you're only seeing the star, but the closest star is like 4 years ago, that star died, but you're still seeing it. It's kind of like that. The 3D reality it's old news. And I know you guys have heard this before, but really, really, really hear this. When you are reacting to something in your 3D reality, you're reacting to your old thoughts and your old beliefs. You're reacting to your past in the present moment. The present moment is your past. And what the beliefs that you're instilling in you now are all going to show, but they may not show in the in exact time and the time that you expect them to, because on all layers of us, we all have different levels of resistance with different things. That's why some people see things immediately and they shift immediately with certain areas. And then in other areas, they still have hot and cold or back and forth. When you have hot and cold and back and forth, it's because you are probably going between trust and fear, love and or love and fear, trust and doubt. For me, like I have I still work on my love and commitment, and allowing myself to be like fully loved can really scare me because I've had really hard, painful experiences in my past with love. So I can tend to run away. I can tend to be the runner and be loving my person from afar. And, from their perspective, they're not hearing from me, but it's not that I'm not loving and adoring them. It's just that I'm scared. So anyway, whatever. So let's see. Ashley, you cut your own hair too, ever since watching a YouTube video where I learned an easy, yeah, right? I mean, it's so crazy. It's almost like nuts to go to a salon these days. Thank you for letting me know my hair looks good, Ashley. I appreciate that. I wish I could see yours. It would be awesome if I could. They should come up with something that we can actually see each other. I guess that would be a Zoom meeting. I could do that, I suppose. Anyway, Dea, if there is or was a 3P, is it better to revise the past or just focus on the present? It depends. I have revised the past with things I use revision on the spot often. There are some things that I couldn't revise because it was just like, yeah, I can't get past this one, but I just literally decide, okay, this is what this means. This is the meaning that I assign to it. So the best thing to me with a 3P is simply to remember that you created the situation, and you don't blame yourself, guys. By the way, when you take responsibility for the things that are happening, part of your ascension and becoming awakened to understanding this mirror principle reality is that you take responsibility for yourself, but you do not blame yourself. Taking responsibility, taking accountability does not mean blame. It doesn't mean beating yourself up, because then that becomes a whole cycle of self-abuse and self-hate. Do not do that. Consciousness just means that, oh, I didn't realize that I was even creating, and it was unintentional. So don't blame yourself for it. It was innocent. You can even, like, even now, I am awakened as I'm going to be right now. And I'm, for me, I continue to evolve and awaken every week to week, every day, but I can fall asleep. I can step back into my 3D and get sucked back into the illusion of things and kind of go back to sleep, and then be creating and not even realize that I'm in fear and I'm in a wound. Now, when that happens and I see now, oh, oops, I can't believe that I did that. I'm going to take responsibility for it. If apologies are due, if I owe somebody apologize, and if we're on speaking terms, I'm going to say I'm sorry. But I'm not going to beat myself up for it, because if something, I would never intentionally hurt another living being of any kind. Okay. I love myself too much for that. And I love God too much for that. And I love everything that's living within my reality way too much to cause any kind of harm. But if I emotionally said something out of myself being caught in a wound or caught in fear, and somebody brings to my attention, when I can step back and see it, I will say, I'm sorry. But I've been in situations where the person I wasn't ready to take responsibility yet, because I wasn't aware of it yet. Sometimes it might take me a little while, because, I might be dysregulated. I may need to get myself back in a stable, grounded place so I can really step back and see. Sometimes if I am sucked into the 3D and I'm emotional about something and I get dysregulated, I almost can't think straight. I almost can't, I need time to be able to just go into my little shell and really get into my heart center, get back into my center, get into a cool, calm place, and really see everything. Okay, damn. Yeah. I can totally see how in the 3D, even if there was no such thing as manifestation, yep, I definitely created that. And then from a manifestation perspective and understanding something on a deeper level, it's all that more empowering. Okay. Oh, hey, Tony. Hey, I literally just received 2 unexpected bills. Oh, I thought you were about to say, sorry. 2 unexpected bills, 400. I freaked out, then took a bath and thanked the universe. Yay. I have the money to easily pay these bills, and whatever I spend comes back. Yes, that's exactly what you do. Always thank the money. Always thank the money. That's amazing. I want to talk a little bit about the whole winning the lottery little method that I think you guys should start doing. I'll take a few more questions. If somebody wants me to talk about that, like this whole thing about winning the lottery, just let me know in the comments. If enough people say yes, 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 I will. If not, I'll just keep answering questions. Okay, so Applebaum. Applebaum, did you see that I answered your question, by the way, about coworkers treating you badly? What to do when you feel like every aspect of your life is not manifesting? My work is a mess. My SP isn't here, et cetera. Ignoring 3D, but it can be overwhelming. Is it part of purging? Will it stop? Okay. That's a loaded question. It's a lot. I don't know where your belief system is on who you are, who God is. Do you trust? Do you understand? Do you believe in manifesting? Do you trust God fully? How do you see yourself in relationship to God? Things like that. Like, I kind of have to know things like that, because when we have a lot of stuff going on, to me, it's usually that it sounds like you're stuck in your 3D. You're stuck kind of in the illusion. So will it stop? Yeah, it will stop when you start. Maybe you're too attached to circumstances. Maybe you need to surrender and just trust a little bit. So I don't know. We might need to go a little back and forth with you a little bit. Tony, I caught the back end of the hair discussion, but I cut my own hair and I do so because I enjoy doing it myself. Yeah. And it saves me the time of, yes, it's just, I do my hair better than anyone else ever has. And it saves you money. It saves time. It's a win-win. So Christina, how can I balance my contradictory thoughts? I am so mad at my SP. No, don't be mad at your SP for running away. That I find it so hard to imagine a version of him that I can trust again, but I still believe in our strong core. Okay, good. So Christina, your SP is though, you guys know I always talk about deep soul connections. So usually I'm talking about things from a deeper spiritual level than I know a lot of law of assumption coaches talk from. I could keep it at a very surface level, superficial, shallow thing, but I don't roll like that. So I'll just say that your SP, if this is your specific person, if this is the person who you see as being your other half, they're mirroring you. They're mirroring the hurt parts of you so you can look at it, so you can stop running from yourself or running from that pain, looking like outside of you to fill yourself up. And then once you like actually turn within, and this doesn't have to take long, you can start this like tonight, you can start this afternoon, and you can make shifts and you can change, but you have to, if you're going to approach it from a manifesting perspective, then you have to like understand what's happening. And the people in our realities are just showing us. They're just our messengers. That's all they're doing. They are divine to us. They are gifts to us. And everything, if you start to assign the meaning that everything is actually working for you, God is working through other people to love you. God is working through other people to support you. God is working through other people to, to give you all of these different experiences in life. But when you've cut yourself off from yourself, in a sense, you've cut yourself off also from God, universe, source. So then it looks like these people are, it looks like they're doing stuff to us, but they're just reflecting you kind of not wanting to look at those parts of you that hurt. It's just, they're just your wounds. They're just your wounds from your past. I hope that makes sense. So when you turn within and love the parts of you that crave and need that love, I don't know, everybody has some level of stuff from their past. Everybody has a lot of stuff. When you start to look at the stuff as like a so what, like I was abused growing up by my father, and I have forgiven him since. And actually for years, the wound of the abuse that happened followed me around, and I see now how it came into all of my relationships. It came into almost every circumstance in life, around money, around things with my health, around things with my job, with all of my relationships. And for a long time, I was just holding a grudge against him. And it's almost like I forgot all of the good that he did for me and all of the love that he gave for me because of that wound. But my person actually pointed this out. I need to forgive him. And so I did. And I feel so much better now. Like I literally have so many good memories about him now. So why did I even bring that up? Oh, because our stuff is kind of a so what. The abuse, even though it happened and it was real, yes, I had to take care of my feelings. I had to love myself. I had to love the little part of me that was feeling wounded because of the things that he said and did to me. And he didn't do like, it wasn't horrible, but he was very emotionally abusive. And he told me like I was stupid, that I was a waste of space, that I wasn't important, which for me equaled when I grew up, that even though, in relationships specifically, didn't happen this way with other people. And I was very successful, but in my relationship towards the end of one of my marriage, she literally told me my life didn't matter. Like literally I got into a car accident, a truck hit me from behind, and we were in the process of the divorce, and I was crying and I was saying, please take it, because she was being so harsh with me constantly. It was like this toxic, abusive thing that was happening because we were still under the same roof. And I came home crying one day because I got hit by a truck. And luckily I was in my Range Rover, and it's a very solid car. So I highly recommend it. But I was crying because I kind of, like, honestly, in the moment, I was like, I kind of wish that it took me out, because I wouldn't have to go through all this crap of the divorce, because it was so hard on me at the time, and I wasn't in my power at all. And so I said to, please take it easy on me. And I said, because honestly, like, I kind of wish that when that just happened, I kind of wish that I just kind of took me out. And she said, well, don't go do anything stupid with because the life insurance policy wouldn't, so in other words, she was more concerned about the money she would get from my life insurance policy, because if I was to harm myself, which I really wouldn't, she wouldn't get paid with the life insurance, because she was my beneficiary. So it was things like that. And I created her to be that way. I created that entire thing. I take full responsibility for that. But, the things that I experienced with her was that she, at the time, was becoming a little monster with me. But when I look at it now, I realize she was showing me my deepest, darkest wounds and not to say she's not my SP and she's not the love of my life, but it was a relationship, and it was a very tender, very vulnerable moment. So she showed me one of my deepest core wounds, which was that my life didn't matter, because my father as a kid told me I was a waste of space and I wasn't important. Okay. But do I know that I'm important? Hell yes. I know how important I am. I know how valued I am. I know I matter very much. I know that I'm a gift. I know that I'm a gift to, anybody who I meet in my life, because I love who I am, and because I value who I am, and I respect who I am, and I appreciate who I am. And so people reflect that back to me now. Okay. So let's see. Anyway, I hope that helped your question about how, like, people are marrying us. So Savannah, my twin and I are in separation. I've been there, know all about it. However, there is someone else who's coming in strong. I enjoy the attention and there's no pressure, but I only have eyes for my twin. Ooh, how should you navigate that? Well, I don't really want to, let's see. I want you and your twin to be together. So I'm going to say, from my perspective, shut everything else down, be still, and know and hold space, 100% sacred space for your twin. And, what I would do is I would go into a lot of really good, deep self-love of yourself. And, like, seriously, like, how valued you are, how important you are, how much you love your time with yourself, how I would start from the inside out, how an incredible human being you are and how much of a gift you are. Then I would focus on my twin, and I would focus on, like, I would literally bring my twin in, and I would say, I love every single thing about you. I adore you. I see you. I see your true nature. I believe in you. I believe how strong you are. I believe how powerful you are. I believe how much you love me. I know how much you love me and adore me. I feel you every moment of every day, and I trust you. And I know that you love me, and I know that you trust me. And I see all of the best parts of you. And I would go into, like, I just love every single thing about you from head to toe. You are the love of my life. You are literally everything to me. This is after you've done all the love for yourself, because if you go into this part without doing the love for yourself, you're going to drain yourself. You need to fill up yourself first with the love. Then after you do that, then you want to literally hear your twin say all of those things to you. So your twin would tell you, God, I love you. God, I adore you. You are the love of my life. I literally love everything about you from head to toe. I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in our love. I believe in our union. I take full responsibility for our love and for our union. I want to show up for you every day. I want to love you in every single way, like things like that. So that's kind of what you want to do every day. So if you're talking about your twin, you need to shut everything else down, because that's just it. That's just from my perspective. Now, I don't want you to be living a life that you're, sad and lonely. So if you're feeling a strong pull to this other person and it feels good and it feels right, then listen to that and do that. Okay. But you do just have to understand that when you do that, that's where your energy is going to go. So there you go. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Christina, thank you for your sharing your deep emotions. Oh, you're welcome. I tend to be kind of like that, but thank you for thanking me. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm missing some people here. Sorry. Hi, I'm unsubscribing every manifestation related YouTube channel. That's probably a good thing. It's probably a healthy thing. That's H. I'm just going back here because I missed some people. I'm not like tearing up, but I wish I had a tissue. I wish I had an assistant that could bring me a tissue. Tissue, please. I don't have an assistant. Too bad I couldn't train Bella. So mindset with Sally. Oh, let me go Caribbean. How do you not be mad or hurt? That's my question. Oh, honey, I love him so deeply, but there's also the hurt and anger. I know, but you soothe and nurture the anger that's in you. If you are living in the end and the two of you guys are happy together, then you wouldn't be angry with your person anymore, and you wouldn't be wanting or needing them to come in to validate your hurt feelings and to apologize. Because if you're living from the end and you trust in the end, and if you really do know that it's going to happen, then right now you're in the middle, right? Somewhere in the middle, somewhere in this time, when things start to shift and unfold, there's going to be apologies. And trust me, you're going to be apologizing to them too. It's never just one person. Okay. Even from a 3D perspective, not from a law of assumption or manifesting perception or perspective, in the 3D, that's it. I'm just saying it like this. There's no such thing as one person. I take full responsibility for anything and everything that has ever happened between me and my person. 100%. That's it. Period. Okay. So you have to, I'm sorry, but I keep saying this over and over again to some of you guys, and I mean this with my heart and with all the love, that if you're going to be continuing to manifest, totally do it. But you have to go back to the basics, because when you guys keep coming up with these particular questions, which I completely, trust me, I know, I understand what you're going through. I feel for you, but I actually don't want to see you like this anymore, because it's not helping you. Like, you have to understand what manifesting is. And right now, these kinds of questions show me that there's something in the basic fundamentals that it's just, you have to do a quick little, like, something inside of you has to shift, like, oh, like you have to have that light bulb moment. Oh, I get it. He is not outside of me. He is not separate from me. He did not intentionally mean to hurt me. He literally had no choice but to reflect my deepest, darkest pains back to me, because that's my baggage from my past. And I didn't realize I was creating. And now he's showing me, not because he's meaning to be an asshole. He's showing me because he can't help it. This is the system. This is the mechanism. This is practically, this is such a divine purpose of life, is that they are gifts to us, showing us everything we need to look at so we can become a more loving, stronger, healthier, conscious human being. Because when we ascend into our true selves, and we're living from love and pure unconditional love, no matter what anybody says or does, we can see them the way God sees us and the way God sees them. Okay, everything is pure and unconditional and in the light of love. not ego, not pain, not fear, not worry, not doubt. Okay. So how you forgive your person is you understand that they didn't intentionally mean to do that, that you unintentionally didn't realize that you were creating it because your wound and your baggage was very much alive and well within you. You don't blame yourself for it. You don't beat yourself up for it. You just say, oh, oops, I did not mean to do that. You love yourself for doing that. You forgive yourself by giving yourself love. Like, how do I forgive myself? How do I make myself feel better? How do I love myself? How do I nurture myself? Well, if you and your person were together and you guys were getting along and your person was beating themselves up, you guys are having dinner together, everything seems okay. And then suddenly they start crying and you're like, what's wrong? And they're literally crying and they're in pain. The person that you're in love with, that you love so much, is literally in so much pain in front of you saying, I feel like I don't matter. I feel like you're going to reject me. I feel like nothing I say or do is right. I feel like I'm not important to you or to anyone else in the world. And if they were talking like that, I feel like God doesn't love me. I feel like I have no purpose in life. I feel like, right? If your person, the person that you love so friggin' much, was crying to you, Jesus was crying to you like that, you would love them. You would like get right up. You would hold them. You would kiss them. You would reassure them how important they were. You would tell them how much you love them. You would tell them that they're safe, that they're secure, that they're loved. God, I hope I can stay on this live. You would give them so much love. You would cherish them. You would do everything you had to do to make sure that they knew you love them and that they are loved and that they are literally, like, you would just be like, honey, you're not seeing the truth right now. You're not seeing how amazing you are. You have to give that kind of love to yourself. Damn it. That's how you give love to yourself. You have to love yourself enough that you will show up for yourself the way you would show up for your person. So that's how you stop being mad with your person. You realize that they weren't doing anything to harm you. They were just showing you the parts of you that needed to be loved. And then you love those parts of you the way you would love anyone in your life that showed up scared and insecure. You would nurture them and you would love them. Ooh, okay. Next time I do this, I need to have tissue. So let's see. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to scroll down here. Now I have tears running down my face. Luna, I am here. No need to miss me. Hey, Luna. Okay. Angel KNY, thank you for the reminders. You're welcome. Okay. Dea, it's like we know all of this and we go back to suffering. Yeah, that's so true. If we don't heal internally, we keep making the same mistakes. Yes. And it's very easy. That's why it's so important. I call me old fashioned, but treat your body well, eat things that make you feel healthy and strong, drink a ton of water, sleep really well, right? Take care of yourself, take care of your mind. Your body is your temple. And stay present in the moment as much as you can, because sometimes when we're eating and drinking and not treating ourselves right, we're polluting our system. We can easily fall into like feeling like crap and then mistake those feelings because we're literally just asleep. We're not in the present moment. We're not being conscious. And then we're starting to have all these weird emotions, which in a lot of times is just hormonal, or it's just reacting to the different foods you put in your system or a lack of sleep. And then we take all of those yicky feelings and we assign them to the things that we want the most in our life that we don't see as in our life, right? Because we're now unconscious. So now, like, I'm feeling antsy and agitated because, I drank too much coffee or something. So the caffeine's really getting to my brain and I'm feeling all anxious and agitated. And now I'm projecting that stuff onto my person, and they're not doing anything. They're in a great mood, but I'm all agitated. This actually happened. And I didn't even realize it. And then I was like, oh man, like I'm totally dysregulated now because I'm like under the influence of caffeine because I'm super sensitive. So now I'm thinking that I'm like being super hyper vigilant and hyper focused on how she's reacting, how she's responding, how she's not responding, this and that, blah, blah, blah. She's not doing anything wrong. And I'm just like overreacting, whatever. So then she told me that the third cup of coffee was pretty much against the law. So anyway. Okay. Luna, your message is so wonderful and such a relief for the forgiveness. Yeah, we have to forgive. We have to forgive ourselves. Angel KNY, we love and appreciate you. Oh, I love you guys too. And I appreciate you guys too. Thank you. Claris, loving your life. We love you. Loving your life. We love you. You are such an amazing coach in person. Thank you. I sometimes it's like weird. I let myself feel like my human emotions in a very raw way because I love being vulnerable. I love the feeling of being vulnerable. I just think it's like such a beautiful human experience, even though, you know, I used to be somebody who would try to like hide it. But now I'm just like, no, I'm just going to be raw. I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be real and genuine and authentic and whatever. It is what it is. If, you know, whatever. I like to feel everything. Okay. So Luna, stay. It's so touching and empowering you showing your love. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. Ashley, you skipped my SP question. Oh, I'm sorry, but I got the answer from what you said here. Thank you. You're welcome. And I'm sorry. I'm not keeping up with everybody. Caribbean Flora said, thank you. You're welcome. Christy, that happened last night to me when I couldn't sleep and I kept missing his call. What happened? What did I miss? Sorry. So Mindset with Sally is the only one who's saying she wants to hear about the lottery. Anybody else? Oh, how to not overact. Good. Good. That's cool. That's good. All right. So the only uncomfortable thing that's happening right now is that I have tears streaming down my face. I'll let them dry naturally. All right. So if anybody else wants to hear about a little method on how to win the lottery, just let me know and I'll get into it. I'm taking a breath for a second. Like part of me wishes I could pause this for a second and go like, just wipe my face because it's so uncomfortable. Anyway. Okay. So I have two takers for wanting to hear how to win the lottery. And full disclosure, I have not won millions of dollars, but I've won a lot of, I win almost on every ticket that I play, but the prizes can be, you know, anything from 20, 25, 100, 150, whatever. It doesn't matter. But, do you believe self-concept? Okay. So I'm going to do, okay. So now I have, okay. So we're going to talk about the lottery real quick. I'll try to condense this down because it's fun. Okay. So number one, I'd like to win the lottery too. Okay. Awesome. Yes, lottery. Okay. So now we have a lot of takers for how to win the lottery. Okay. So this is awesome. Okay. So you guys know, I'm not going to go into the basics of manifesting and we're not going to start like from square one, but by now I'm going to trust that you guys have a good idea what manifesting is and understand that if you think that money is scarce, if you think that money is evil, if you think that rich people are X, Y, and Z, if you think that having money makes you this and that, if you feel threatened when you have money, if you feel like money always leaves you, if you feel like money, I used to have this, that the more money that I made, I was afraid that it was going to be taken from me. And then that showed itself. That showed itself hard, but it's all good. It all came back. So those are things that you want to recognize and just let the hell, like, let it fucking go. Okay. You want to let those beliefs go and you want to get a really good relationship with money and you want to see that money absolutely loves you. So this is just the beginning step, right? So from now, and you can do all this in one day if you want. You can do it all in one afternoon. You can do it after the live. Every time, this comes from Japanese billionaire Ken Honda. And I started doing this years ago and it definitely helps. First of all, you want to think about your money as happy money. Okay. Your money is always happy. Your money is very happy to be around you, loves to be around you, and loves loves flow. It loves to go and it loves to come back, and then it loves to bring all of its friends back to you, right? And money is safe. It is good for you to have money. It's safe for you to have money. Money, absolutely. You're extremely lucky. You're always lucky. It's crazy how fucking lucky you've become. Every time you turn around, you're getting like more and more money from this source and that source. And it can be in $5, $10, $100, $1,000. It doesn't matter how much it is, but every time money comes into your life in any way, even if it's like we were saying earlier, cutting your own hair, $100, thank you, money. Go to buy a coffee, $2, thank you, money. Have to pay an unexpected bill of $1,000, thank you, money. Paying your electrical bill, thank you, money. Buying your groceries, you can either look at it like, Jesus Christ, it's so expensive to eat, or you can say, thank you, money. Thank you for feeding me, right? So every time you spend any bit of money from now on, thank you, money. Thank you, money. Thank you, money. Thank you, money. Okay. One little thing. Start to get that belief going that money is healthy, money is safe, money is secure. It's good for me to have money. I appreciate money. I respect money. I create money. Okay. You want to say those kinds of affirmations. And I'm super freaking lucky. I can't fucking believe how lucky I am. I just keep getting more and more and more money. I got to tell a story about my mom after this too, because she's like winning jackpots left and right. So I got to tell you about that too. Anyway, so once you get kind of your beliefs in place, right, about money, and you're feeling good about money, and you know that manifesting is real, and you know that there are plenty of people who literally have manifested jackpots. There's Timothy Schultz YouTube channel. He won, I don't know how many millions of dollars, and he interviews people constantly how they won different lotteries. And these are people who have all practically said that they did it through manifestation. Okay. So it's a real thing. There's no reason why they can do it and you can't. It's just that you have to get that trust in yourself that you can. So now you've gotten all your thoughts in place. You're saying affirmations. You're feeling good about money. You love money. It doesn't matter if you have to spend money unexpectedly or not. You're going to thank the money, and you're going to know and trust that it doesn't matter. I have plenty of money. Money keeps coming back in. Money keeps coming over and over and over again. And guys, I made $100,000 a month doing this. So you can do this. So now with the lottery, you decide what your budget is, and you don't go beyond the budget. So you decide it would be safe for me to spend $1 a week or $5 a week or $20 a week or $100 a week, whatever is truly safe for you to spend. That's your budget, and you're going to spend that consistently. So you're either going to play, again, you have your budget for the week, and then within that budget, you're going to play whatever game you are drawn to, and you are going to play it consistently. So either you're going to play it every day, or you're going to play it once a week, or you're going to play it only on certain days that game is played. Okay. So you set your budget. Now you have your budget. Let's say that your budget is $20 a week. You're not allowed to spend more than $20 a week. And for some people, that's probably way too much. So let's say $5 a week. Now you just get clear on having the money. This feels so effing good to have so much money. I love feeling so secure. I love that I don't have to worry about money anymore. I love seeing my bank account have money in it. I love that I don't have to worry about bills anymore. I love that I feel so free. I love that I could literally buy anything I want. The funny thing is I don't even need anything. I love that I can literally go any place in the world and stay in any home that I want. I love that I can eat at any restaurant that I want. I love that I can buy any car that I want. I love that I can buy any house that I want. Just want to say one thing about this, guys. Yes, people with a lot of money do spend it. But I will say, any time in my life where I had the most money, I didn't really feel the need in spending it. I just want to let you know that. I didn't have a need to spend it. I felt very satisfied. I felt very content. I felt very safe. I felt very secure. Okay. But anyway, so get that kind of mindset that like, I can afford literally to do anything that I want. I literally can afford to do anything that I want, and have a generous mindset that I can literally, you're not going to do this, but like, let's say that you hear somebody talking about money in your mind, you can think that oh, I could totally, change their life. I could totally give them this. Like, you could just imagine like doing that, like just giving and never giving, wanting anything back. Okay. So like, that's kind of your mindset. You're getting clear. You have your budget. You play your numbers. You take your numbers and you don't look at your numbers. You don't look at the tickets. This is one of the biggest parts of it, because this is what's going to keep your mindset in living in the end of having the money. Okay. Also, the lottery is not your only income stream. It's one of many ways, but you can literally manifest money coming in from all different directions. The lottery is just one of them. Super happy, super fun. I love it. I love winning all the time, period. I'm super lucky. It's crazy how fucking lucky I am, right? You put your numbers away. Like if they have, usually it's like a 12-month expiration. So do not check your numbers every day and night. Put them away and keep in your end that you've already won, and keep that state. You want to stay in that state. Think of it as it's like your center. When you are feeling good and you're resonating with being the version of you that has all the money that you want, you feel safe, you feel secure. Money is easy, money is fun, money is safe. Everywhere I look, there's plenty of money. I feel so like everything feels abundant for me. Everything, I feel like I have more than enough. I have more than enough. Like God is taking care of me. God is providing for me. I'm allowing God to provide for me, right? That's your end. That's your center. Anytime you start to waver and you get out of that, you bring yourself back to center. You don't check your numbers again. So now you're just keeping that alive. You're keeping that and you're staying in your center as much as you can. You're living in the end of that as much as you can. Look up don't call these people, but look up tax accountants in the area, tax attorneys, not tax accountants. Find an accountant that you would want that's good for wealth management. Look at different investments that you would be interested in. Be careful. Look at different properties you might want to buy, like all around the world. I'd love to have a little place in Carcassonne, France with my honey bunny. I would love to have a little place in Rome, or probably Rome. I would love to have a place in Montreal. I would love to have a place in Provincetown, Mass. I would love to have a place somewhere in Vermont with her, things like that. So you can think of all the different little places that you'd like. Go online, look at the places every morning and just feel excited just for the sake of feeling excited. Look at the car you'd like to buy. But when you're doing this research stuff, you're not thinking of how. That's the key. You're literally doing it for the love of looking at it. That's it. It's just the pleasure, because as soon as you start to attach, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get this? How am I going to get this? Now you're sucked into the 3D again, and you're not letting it all happen for you. Okay. And you can also, if you want, so just keep in mind, like an abundant mindset. When people complain to you about, and don't talk to people about winning the lottery. Don't bring it up with anybody. It's none of anybody's business. This is between you and God, and that's it. Don't even talk to your spouse about it. This is between you and God, period. That's it. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and if you want, you can download a claim form from the state website where you play the lottery and fill out the claim form. Like those are all things that you would do when you win. And that's it. And then just keep socking the numbers away and keep yourself into that end. And every time you think of money, every time you think of something, I can afford that. I love that I can afford that. Oh, this feels so good. I don't have to worry about anything anymore. I feel so secure. I love feeling secure. I love feeling safe. I love being stable, all that great stuff. Okay. So do that. And then just be happy, but do not go under other, now that like you're going to do this is the same kind of thing with specific person and anything else. You don't go from video to video to video. How do I win the lottery? How do I win the lottery? How do I win the lottery? Should I try this technique? Oh, I'm not seeing it yet. Should I try this technique? Oh, I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, I don't trust this. Oh, I don't know this. Oh, I need to check the number. Don't do that. Like, okay, please don't write under comments, I'm trying to win the lottery. Every time I try, I don't win. Like, don't do that. That's basically quick key. No matter what the subject is, when you're trying to manifest something, when you're constantly looking at videos, when you're constantly commenting under videos, and guys, I can see you guys commenting under other YouTube videos too. Okay. So when you are commenting on other things like my SP did this, my SP, like when you're supposed to be living in the end and you're going from video to video to video because you're not trusting yourself, you're not trusting your own abilities, and you're not trusting God, and you're constantly looking for a quick fix because you're not seeing things fast enough. Instead of stopping yourself and realizing, oh, okay, I'm not in my center right now. I'm not living from the end. That's why I have this drive and this need to take these actions of going from video to video to video to video and making these comments, because I'm searching for answers and I'm searching for validation. And in some ways, I'm searching for attention. When you guys are doing all of those actions, I just want to point this out to you. And this is just like bam in your face. This is just the truth. You are powerfully scripting, affirming, and having a lot of action towards exactly what you don't want. And then you ask, why aren't I seeing it? Because you're scripting, you're writing, you are constantly talking about, ruminating about, complaining about to other people, to other subscribers, to other YouTube coaches, right? That is creation. That is creative. And you're doing it with a lot of emotion. So, wow, that is all the more. You are in the creative process of creating exactly what you don't want. So don't ask, why aren't I seeing things? Because you're working against yourself. It's like you're canceling out all of the inner work that you just did. So you're really good in discipline and you're doing the inner work and you're feeling all yummy and cozy and like you just woke up and you could imagine like your SP was like snuggling you, and like, you know how it is, you wake up in the morning with the person you love and you guys are like smelling each other and you're like crazy about you're nuzzling each other, you're kissing, you're hugging, you're saying how much you love each other, you're saying good morning, all that stuff. So you have that kind of emotional act, holding your pillow, right? All that great stuff. And you do your affirmations, you do your meditation, you trust, you surrender, you let it go, and you feel so good and you're in your end. And then you go on and then you start complaining and then you start worrying, and then you're not in the end anymore. And instead of taking care of yourself on a mental diet and getting yourself back into that center, you go outward and you give your power away. And now you're manifesting against yourself. Okay. So sorry, that's just how it is. I love you. I love you. Anyway, Christy, LOL. I'm not sure. Christy, I've won numerous times, but I keep missing by one. Oh, that used to be a thing with me. Yeah, stop. just, I used to win. I downloaded this lottery software back this was over 25 years ago, easily. Maybe longer. I downloaded this software and I had so much belief in the software because it's a placebo, right? Because we can actually all manifest millions of dollars if we really, truly believed it. But I really believed in the software. It was a pass. We call it a pass or a placebo. It's a token. It's just like our human minds need something outside of us. That's what all these techniques are for, to make us think that if we do this, then we will get that. It's like we make it conditional. But anyway, I downloaded this lottery software and I believed in it so strong. And the first time I played a set of maybe 5 or 6 numbers on one ticket, and you needed to get 5 numbers and 1 megaball number. And I got 3 of the numbers and the 1 megaball number, and the 2 other numbers were 1 digit off. And when I first looked at it, I literally thought I was going to die. I thought I won. So I know what that feeling is like. But then from there, for years, I didn't realize what I was doing, because I didn't realize I was manifesting. I don't know why, but I love numbers. I love data. I don't know. I can go for hours looking at numbers and patterns. I used to love it. So for hours, I would just be looking at patterns of lottery numbers myself, and I would crunch them in Excel, and I would just like get lost in that. It's very meditative for me for some reason. I don't know why. So I guess that was fun, but I would always be a digit off. I would literally always be a digit off from winning. Like all of my numbers would be the perfect sequence, but everything, it's like as if I could just tweak it all like that and I would have won who knows how many times over. So yeah, that's just a thing. You just have to get that out of your belief system and shift that by just literally just living it in like, oh, it's so awesome that I won. It's so awesome that I finally won, that kind of stuff. So just let that stuff go. Mindset with Sally. Love this. Good. I'm glad. I'm not sure what you love because I feel like I'm behind. So radiate positively, not a question, just to thank you. You helped a lot in getting my SP back. Oh, thank you so much. Can you please let us know more specifically about that? Oh man, you don't know, guys, when my clients too, like, I'm so proud of my clients. My clients are friggin' rock stars. My clients do the work. They take it very seriously, and they have these inner shifts, and they're becoming like they're mastering their mind. They're learning how to master their lives. And that is so profound. And I'm so proud of them. And they're all at different phases, obviously. And some of them have been with me longer. But when their SPs start to come back, it is one of the most exciting things for me to witness it and to observe it. And it's so inspirational, and to see their face too, when they start to realize what's happening. And then like when they're in the unfolding of it, and they're still kind of like, I have to remind them, the waiting is over. Like, this is happening. Get your popcorn, because it's unfolding right in front of you, and just enjoy this. Like, literally just enjoy this. It's just, there are no words. There are no words for how happy it makes me. So anyway, especially bringing people that love each other back together. Like I'm like one of those believers that since time was born, that the only reason why people end up, I believe that everybody has their other half, and that the only reason why people ended up separated was because of not realizing this thing that we're all learning through this journey, and that people just end up moving on, that they end up like thinking that the circumstance is real, they move on, and then they miss out. Well, I'll have to say, like, that's not fair to say, because sometimes when you move on from an SP, sometimes in some cases, you end up in a better situation with someone else. And it might just be that the former SP, like I went through this, my former people that I dated, that I thought, like, oh yeah, like there's something real here. There was something real, but maybe I was mistaken, and they were kind of expanders. It's like they just kind of, call it false twin, call it whatever you want, but like they're incredibly meaningful and divine in their own, like that experience in itself is divine, because it brought you to where you are now. All right. Clarice, I love this. I already have saved the 3 properties that are mine. My 3 dream cars. Awesome. My absolutely amazing idea for an investment. Awesome. Good. So now just the other part of it now is just thanking the money every time you spend the money, always knowing that you always have plenty, always feeling safe, secure, playing the numbers only within your budget. That's very important. Okay. Because gambling addiction can become a real thing. So be very strict with yourself. Only spend what you say you're going to spend. And then don't check the numbers. Play consistently, living in the end. I can't believe how many fucking jackpots I keep winning. This jackpot, that jackpot. I just keep winning over and over again. I love that I keep winning. And when you do check your numbers, no matter what it is, $5, $200, $1,000, $1 million, no matter what the dollar amount is, jump over the moon and be super excited, and just keep doing this, because you will win whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you believe that you can win, you will win. So if you truly believe that you can be a millionaire, you will be a millionaire. It's that simple. Okay. Christy, hearts back to you. Truth be told, can I ask you something? Since I recognize my SP, it's almost like everything is going against me not to be with her, because those are your fears, honey. Is it my mind? Yes. Am I going crazy? No. I know it can feel that way, but no. I'm even seeing angel numbers all of a sudden. Yeah. So signs can be very empowering for you, but I use signs, and I play with signs, and I love signs. I'm a law of assumption person who absolutely loves signs and synchronicities. I know a lot of law of assumption coaches say, that not to get caught up in them. And I don't want you to get caught up in them, but do realize that you are manifesting the signs. So it's not coming from anywhere outside of you, right? I almost wanted, like, do we want to have a quick self-concept of you as the God in your reality discussion? Like we had the lottery discussion, because we can go there. We can do that. How long have I been on? Is this long? Let's see. It doesn't tell me. Oh, well. We can have that conversation too. Just let me know if you want to. But so anyway, no, you're not going crazy. Love yourself, value yourself, respect yourself, put yourself first. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay for you to be your priority. You want to go through, I don't know what your particular fears, everybody has a different set, everybody has a different kind of combination of their baggage, basically, and of their belief system. So I don't know what yours is. If anybody is looking for coaching, just go to my website and sign up for the coaching. And then you just basically, you book it online, then you email me your backstory, and then I will reply back as soon as I can with my first available. And then we can start right away on kind of overcoming your blocks. And by the way, I did just come up with a new custom package for one of my clients. And I realized that's probably a good package to offer. So it's up on my website. It's, I have a few packages. There's one for $5.95 for 4 1-hour sessions. There's a 1 hour and 2 30-minute follow-ups for $349. And the newest one, which I think is really good, is 5 30-minute sessions for $495. So if you want some coaching, just go on the website and I will get right back to you. We can start right away. But as far as how to do, so you want to do self-love, you want to know that you are creating, you want to know that God created you to be the creator in your life, that everybody and everything in your life is just your mirror, and everybody is just being your messenger. And they're just showing you the parts of you that need to be loved. They're showing you the parts of you that need attention. That's all it is. That's it. We run from ourselves because those parts of ourselves scare us. We don't want to see those parts of ourselves that hurt because it's vulnerable. It doesn't feel good. So we run from ourselves, and then the person in our life mirrors us and perfectly mirrors us by running from us too. When you stop running from yourself, guess who stops running? Your other half. Okay, let's see. Keep going. With what? I'm not in, I don't think the comments are in real time of what I'm saying. So some of you guys are saying, keep going in. I'm not sure which rant you're talking about, but it may have been the last one. I'm starting to get hungry. You guys know that I do intermittent fasting, and I've already eaten for the day, but now I'm starting to feel like I'm going to pass out if I don't eat something. Again, if I had an assistant, they would bring me snacks. I guess I need to hire an assistant. Okay, Nayan, I am manifesting my ex-girlfriend and I try to ignore 3D, but somehow most of the time I see things that hurt me that I don't want to see. Okay. I see her hanging out with her new guy friend and that hurts me. I get that. That would hurt me too. How are you seeing that? Can you stop? Can you like take yourself out of a situation so you don't see it anymore? Are you looking at her social media? Like, how are you seeing it? Like, you want to withdraw. You definitely don't want to be beating yourself up because, again, it is you against you. You don't want to be beating yourself up by constantly putting that in your face. So do whatever you can to not look and observe that. And just remember, sometimes I think when we're doing our inner work, we're thinking of our imagination as being our imagination and not real. But you have to kind of have to train yourself into the, oh, my brain and my human beingness is always thinking of my external reality as through my conditioning as real. My 5 senses perceive things as being the reality. And what I imagine in my mind is just my imagination. And maybe some of it will show. No, start reversing that and thinking my imagination is the real. It's the real thing. And when I believe in that and I feel that and I trust and I know that what is happening in my imagination is literally my coming attraction. It is my sneak preview to what I'm about to experience in my life. And it's all currently unfolding for me literally right now. It's literally existing already. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to lift a finger. There will be inspired action. So there is effort. So you don't just sit on your sofa and okay, like you don't just sit on your sofa, right? And like wish for money, and all of a sudden, like, this is like $10,000. You don't sit there and just expect that the $10,000 is just going to appear in your hands, right? There is going to be inspired action. Like, for example, let's say that last week or a few days ago, a week ago, you were thinking you wanted to win the lottery, and then something inspired you to win the lottery. And then you came on to today's live and now, there it is. There's my answer, right? There was an action there, but you didn't know that it necessarily was related to you wanting to win the lottery. That was inspired action, right? You'll always be urged to do things, and you always want to listen when you're inspired to do things. I have no idea what that tangent was on. Like, why did I even go there? The inspired action. There was something. Anyway, I'm sorry, I lost it. It's what happens. My ADHD kicks in. Sorry. How do you stop someone from trying to attack your reputation? Ooh, I've been there. I will tell you exactly what I did and lying on you. My ex-wife did this. I created it. I created her to do that, but she did it and she failed. So I will tell you how I did that. I've tried praying for that person. Okay. So if I knew then what I know now at the depth that I did now, I would probably approach it a little bit differently. How I handled it then was simple as this. Every single person knows me, knows what I'm all about, sees me, sees the truth in me, knows how much of an amazing person I am, loves me, adores me, respects me, appreciates me. People always see the best in me. People see the God in me. People feel the God in me. I glow, I radiate. It's always proven to me, and people are always constantly magnetized towards me because they know that I'm the shit. Like, it was kind of like that. The only thing that I was doing that was wrong is I didn't take responsibility for her actions. And I was doing that, but then I constantly continued to look at her and I was like almost like, F you. You can do whatever you want, but people know the truth. I didn't say this to her, but this is how I would think about her in my mind. So if it were me now, I would think, okay, I would see, and I was like, oof, okay. Oof. Like, I know how I experienced that. I know how I created that. I mean, okay, yep. She's just reflecting this fearful part of me that I thought she would. Now she is. I created it. She can't help it. She's actually not meaning to hurt me at all. This must not feel good for her. So what would feel good for her? Okay, let me see her as being an awesome human being. Let me see her as being somebody who is like really cool and kind and loving and who respects me and appreciates me and would never want to harm me. And then I would go into that like self-concept from a way of like, everybody sees how wonderful I am. Everybody feels the God in me. Like, I would approach it differently now if I had known. When you are in your anger, though, you can go into your angry energy, guys. Like, if you are pissed off at something in the 3D, don't think that you can't use that energy. You can use that energy very powerfully to kind of get yourself up and out into a better feeling state. And like, I mean, I'll just go down as far as like, I don't mean down because it's actually going up, but in my days when things were like with my business and, I was in an industry that was I didn't realize it was this way, but it was a very dog eat dog kind of competitive space. So I learned very quick how to survive in that. And it was all just putting myself in my own little happy little bubble of like, I have no competition. People actually are trying to compete with me. I am, and so anyway, anytime anybody tried to harm me, if I didn't do that other more deeper work, I would just go there like, no weapon formed against me will ever prosper. And you know what? I don't have to do anything. God's going to handle you. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. God really will handle everything. God will handle everything, whether it's going to be to make you think differently about me, feel differently about me, or just do something different, or just to make, like, you hurt me here, I'm going to have 100 other people helping me there. It's that simple. Like, so you can go there. Like if you're angry with your SP, like there is a technique you can do. I am almost afraid to share it with you guys because it is kind of advanced from my perspective. But like if you're angry with your SP, you can have, if you're like super angry, you can have an argument in your imagination where the argument turns into like if you're having an argument in your mind with your SP because of something that actually happened in the 3D, and if you're realizing I created it, but you can't get out of that in your mind mentally, you can get out of it by, if you can't revise it and see that it didn't happen, you can go with it. Like you can lean into the anger, you can lean into the frustration as a like, okay, like I know that I'm the prize. So if you want to treat me that way, then you're going to have to, you know, like you can go into that kind of energy of seeing them come towards you like, baby, I'm sorry. Like, you know, for me, it would be like a woman, you know, I love you. You know, I can't get enough of you. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that kind of thing. And just you don't want to recreate that, but then see your guys start making out heavily, passionately, and having like the most amazing makeup sex, right? So that's the kind of way you can get out of being angry with your SP. That's one way you can do it, but be careful with it. You don't want to keep, you want to do that like one time just to get out of the anger. You don't want to keep imagining arguments because then you're going to experience what? You're going to experience a dynamic with you and your person that you guys always fight to make up and have makeup sex. So don't do that. But I'm just saying if there are moments where you're angry, whether it be with your SP or someone else, anyone else in your reality, you can kind of go into that anger and work with it. But the whole intention is to get yourself out of the anger and get yourself feeling good. So it ends in cooperation. It ends in harmony. It ends in everybody being on the same page and everything being good. Okay. I need to take a sip. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I know I missed a lot of you guys. You guys are like, I love this. You guys are asking a lot of questions. Marvin, how should we address our fears? They don't manifest or what? Marvin, I'm having a hard time with your question. How should we address our fears? They don't manifest or SP. Ex FWB now best friend has a boyfriend since 1 year. I focus more on addressing my triggers and changing myself more now. Good. That's good. How do you adjust your fears sounds like what you're doing. You're focusing on yourself. You're prioritizing yourself. You want to see that your fears are just, what are your fears? Guys, I want to say, like, everybody answer me. What are your fears? Should I do this to you guys? Trick. Come on, quiz. Sudden quiz. What are your fears? Your fears are illusions. Your fears are just showing themselves to you so you can see them and choose something else. It's not happening anymore. It's part of your past. Do not let your past steal your future, right? So anyway, yes, focus on yourself, but also let go of your fears, let go of your baggage, let them go. Don't keep identifying with them when they come up. So sometimes people say, how do I know when I've shifted? Honestly, one of the ways is when the thing comes up in your 3D and you're not fazed by it. Like how do I know I've shifted with my specific person, that I trust and I know that we're going to be okay, that we are going to be in love with each other? It's when something does come up in the 3D and you're just like not really fazed by it because you know, whatever, this is going to pass and I know it's about to change and I know that we're happy together. So fine, do what you want, say what you want. I know that this is all about to change. That's when you know you've shifted, truly, truly shifted. You can use your 3D experiences that you don't like to shift though. When you kind of, okay, you're reacting and you say, whoa, 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 what am I doing? I'm reacting right now, which means I'm identifying with my old self the old self that isn't in a happy relationship with the love of my life. And I'm also identifying with this version of my person that is not the real version of my person. This is not my real person. This person is showing up in fear. This person is showing up in lack. This person is showing up in like not in their highest and best. This is not the person for me. This is not my person. This is not my true person. So I don't identify with whatever this shit is. What do I want? What am I identifying with? And get right back into your end. Go back into that center place that you were in the morning, right? Morning, afternoon, night, and all the way in between, super strict mental diet and auto-suggestion. My mind, I realized something a few weeks ago that I have trained my brain to have this auto-suggestion that I am just constantly, I talked about this in a video once in terms of my mind. I protect it like I have an observer that is like the strongest soldier, the strongest gatekeeper. My observer, my soldier is not allowing any negative thoughts to get by. That fortress is locked down. And so I realized that for the most part, I never allow negative thoughts to come in. When I become aware through, if I'm feeling bad and I realize, oops, some things must have got by me, then I'll go into whatever my affirmations are, and I'll just get right out of that and get right back into my center. But you really want to be the guard of your mind and not allow negative thoughts to come in by just allowing, if you need to, for 5 minutes, if you need to just go, I don't know, whatever the situation is, just affirm for 5 minutes straight, like just repeating over and over and over again. That's like auto-suggestion. I know other coaches call it robotic affirming. I'm not quite sure when they say robotic affirming, if they're referring to what I'm talking about, but my brain is trained that I do not allow negative thoughts to fester. I don't allow them to take root. I nip them as soon as I kind of sense them coming up. And if I'm feeling bad, I realize, oh, I must be thinking something bad. So what do I want? And I start to go into affirming and like, okay, we'll talk about a quick little healing. A few days ago, my back went out on me, and that is painful. A lot of you guys probably know how that feels. And it was like one of those hard to walk, hard to get up and down out of bed, hard to sit, hard to do anything. It was just constant pain. Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't seek medical attention if you need it. And I'm like super responsible about teaching, because I never want anybody to take manifesting over their health or somebody's life. So what I chose to do was focus immediately. As soon as I felt it happen, I focused immediately on, like while I was in such, like if the pain was 1 to 10, it was a 20. While I was no, it wasn't a 20. Let's say it was a 12. While I was in that pain, and I don't take medication really. I took a couple Tylenols, but I won't take like ibuprofen or anything like that. It's not good for my system. So I went right into, oh, I'm so happy that my back feels so good. Oh, I love that my muscles are so calm and relaxed. I love that I walk so freely. I love that I can move around so freely. I love that I can work out. I love that I can exercise. I love that my body feels so good. I love that my back feels so good. And then the worse it hurt, I was like, I love that my back feels so good. 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 And I literally kept repeating that when I was in the worst pain. And then then there was inspired action. And it's like I went to all of the right resources without second guessing anything. And when I take the amount of time that it took for my back to be totally normal now, which it is now, like today, I feel amazing. It was so fast compared to in the past when I didn't understand manifesting, and maybe this could have lasted weeks. You guys know how that is. So I was just, I had inspired action. I bought a special, I watched just the right videos that showed me just the right stretching exercises. I rest well, I eat well, I drink well. I avoided anything that could possibly hurt my joints, because why add any more pain onto me? I took a couple Tylenol. Trying to think of all the inspired action things that I did. Oh, and then I bought a special thing that I could elevate my legs while I did certain stretches. But anyway, well, just a few days and I feel amazing and I feel great. So that's a good way of explaining how to manifest for health. But again, I'm super responsible. I'm never going to suggest that. If I had the inspired urge to call the doctor, go to a doctor, I would, because that manifesting doesn't mean that everything just has to go like boop and you're all set. You have whatever you want. Like there's always some action involved. I think sometimes people don't realize what manifesting is. There's always action. It's just that it is inspired, but you always will be given. God is going to guide you. God is going to guide you what to do. God is going to guide you who to talk to. God is going to guide you what resources that you need. God is literally going to hand it all to you when you trust, okay? All right, last question. I'm in no contact. Hold on. Okay, mindset with Sally. Every time I'll get to that other last question. Mindset with Sally. Every time I plan to check my lotto numbers lately, something stops me. Good. Good. Don't check them. Don't check them. Truth be told, last question. I'm in no contact with my SP because she was a bit cold. No, that's not why you're in no contact. That's the 3D circumstance, and circumstances don't fucking matter. Sorry. But I know that I'll see her soon. Yes, you will, because of mutual work. Yes, you will. Wait a minute. You'll see her because she's your person and you intend to see her, not because of a 3D circumstance that you have mutual work. You'll see her because she's your person. Should I act normal or ignore her? Act normal. Guys, really quick. Thank you for that question. Act normal. Always be authentic. Always be normal. Sometimes when you're back in contact with your SP, I've had this come up a number of times with either subscribers or clients even. You're back in contact with your SP texts you or calls you, and you don't respond. Don't do that. If you're in a relationship with this person, you're living from the end of being in a relationship with this person, and they say hi to you, you would say hi. If the person texts you, be happy that they texted you and text them back. If they're not showing up exactly the way you want yet, like it's not like full relationship land yet, so what? It will morph, it will change, okay? So always be authentic, always be who you are, always do it from love though. Do it from love, not from manipulation. Always do it out of love, not of fear. Whatever you do, all actions need to be in that kind of love, pure, unconditional love, period. Sometimes like for me, okay, there are times where I'll have inspired action. Say there have been times in my life where I would have inspired action to reach out to somebody, and that would be authentic. And I'll admit that I won't actually do that action. I'll do it in my mind. I won't do that action in the 3D in real life. If in the 3D, if they put up a very hard boundary, or like in an SP case, if the SP told me like that was it, they were done, then even though I know that that's not how they really feel, I'm going to let them come to me. It's not out of any kind of pride. It's not out of any kind of stubbornness. It's not out of any inability to forgive and forget. None of that at all. I have pure unconditional love, but I personally, I'm going to let, depending on how things were left, if there was that kind of a boundary, like they made things clear. Okay. I know that, for in my mind, it's okay. I know that you love me. I know that you adore me. I know that I mean the world to you, just like you mean the world to me, but I'm going to trust that you are going to come to me. I'm going to trust it. And that's it. And that's how I would leave it. But if you are super inspired to reach out to your SP and there was none of that stuff that makes you then reach out to your SP. It's not a big deal. No matter what happens in the 3D, It's just all your feedback anyway. It's just showing you kind of where your belief system is about whatever the situation is about you and the person. You know, I noticed just now, I look like my head is very big compared to, so, I don't know why. I don't know why. It must be the angle of the candle. My head looks very big compared to my shoulders. Anyway, I love me, so it's okay. Okay. Marvin, love your style. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Dea, yes, Kim has an amazing way of explaining with so much love. Thank you, Dea. Thank you. Christy, I think this is the second time you've laughed, and I'm not sure what you're laughing at. Mindset with Sally. Did this immediately with the tooth pain that I had yesterday. Amen. Good for you. LC, literally never check 3D, no social media, no mutual friends. I actually do not drive on roads that may cross paths. Good for you. Can truly say I've done the work. Amen. Good for you. Keep doing the work. Drive on roads that feels natural for you to drive on roads. If you guys cross paths, great. There's nothing, crossing paths is a good thing. It's okay. But it sounds like you're doing amazing. Mindset with Sally also nipped a migraine I felt coming as well. Teaching my children this as well. Good. Yes. If I had children, I would be teaching them too. I don't focus on time. Good. But realistically, when does one give up when no shred of movement? Stop it. Movement is happening. The only evidence you need is what's in your heart, period. So stop looking out for stop looking out for it. I know that that's annoying, but that in itself, just let it go. Just let it go. Let's not talk about it anymore. Don't even know what you just said. Truth be told, thank you so much for the advice. You're welcome. All right. So guys, I'm starting to get dizzy. Wouldn't it be funny if I passed out on live? It would be like, what happened to Core Union? Live at 10. Core Union. YouTube content creator passes out on live. Oh God, that would be funny. I'm sorry. All right, guys. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to give you a few more minutes and I got to go because I've got to eat. And I think, do I have to leave? I don't know if I have to leave the house today or not. Hopefully I don't. I'm a homebody and an introvert, and I love being home. Come on, guys. Anything else? Because I got to go. If we're all good, we're good. I'll be out. If you have asked all the questions you have, I'm good. Oh God, it suddenly went from 38 to 43 watching all of a sudden. So does this mean I'm going to have to like take a water break or something? What do they call it? A bio break? Sounds so weird when people say that in meetings. Oh, we have a question. Mr. R and Phil. Okay. My wife has wanted to move forward with divorce and has already been seeing someone. What advice can you share? That's a little too much for a comment under a live video. So, I mean, the best way to answer that in a nutshell would be to do all of the stuff that I teach on my channel. If you want, start from some older videos, learn what manifesting is and learn what's actually happening in this experience instead of you're putting her outside of you and you're putting the circumstances being like a huge, huge, huge deal. Don't get me wrong. I understand why. Okay. But if you're going to be looking at the law of assumption and manifesting, then you would realize that this is just a circumstance that you can work through, shift and change. And the two of you guys can absolutely be back in a harmonious relationship that's better than ever. But there is going to be some stuff on your part that you're going to be required to do. Okay. And there is a lot of effort in it. So for people, law of assumption coaches to lie and say, everything is just so super easy. It's not true. Effort is effort. And when we're facing our dark demons and stuff, it could be painful, but you can do it. It's doable. You can do it. There's just a lot of, basically you're changing your brain and your mind and how you actually literally perceive life. That in itself can be one of the most challenging parts, but you can do it. Everybody can. So Mr. R, I just said earlier, if you want, you can get coaching. I have a few different packages. Go to the website, it's coreunion.com. I'll put the information down. You just click on the book one-on-one coaching services. There's single sessions. There are packages. You click on it and book it, and then you email me your backstory. I feel like I've heard your backstory before. And then I will reply right away with my first available. We can just get started on dissolving your resistance, your blocks, overcoming the obstacles, and just like putting you on consistent inner work. Sometimes that's the problem. People just aren't being consistent, or they're undoing all their work because they're not staying on their mental diet. And, again, in case you're new on the live today, I mentioned earlier, when you're constantly complaining, looking outside of yourself, complaining to people, commenting under videos, asking this, looking at different YouTube videos over and over and over again, looking for proof, looking for, is this true? Looking for, does this work for everybody? Is it working for me? All this stuff. You are powerfully creating and manifesting, but you're manifesting what you don't want. So you're literally working against yourself. You're literally undoing all of your inner work. And guys, I know this for myself personally. I know this for my clients. When you do the work consistently and you do your inner work and you stay in trust, you stay in faith, when it comes to SP, you put yourself first, you prioritize yourself first, you love yourself, you adore yourself. After that, you love them, you adore them, you trust them, you know that their love is safe, you know that they're good at loving you, they love loving you, that relationships in general are safe, and the relationship with the two of you guys is heaven. It's literally heaven on earth. And that you see them, you see the best part of them, you see how strong, amazing, powerful, sexy, delicious, loving, tender, sweet, brilliant. You see all of the best things in them, and that's all that you see. And you see them absolutely, completely adoring you, every inch of you from head to toe. If they're the divine masculine, then they're like, oh, you're my goddess, you're my woman, come here, I love you. If they're the feminine, then they're like, baby, come and get me, I adore you, I want you, so just, you want to see that version of them seeing you that way, that they are absolutely loving, adoring you as much as you are absolutely loving, adoring, and cherishing them. Okay. How do you manage frustration when you have been living in the end and feeling fantastic and then falling down a rabbit hole and not finding a way back? You have to find a way out. You have to find a way out. You just bring yourself back to the center. Make a decision early in the morning when you first get up. I know how to stay in my end. I know how to stay in my center. Add that into your affirmations. I know how to powerfully create in my reality. I know how to stay cool, calm, and collected. I know how to stay in faith. I know how to stay in love. I know how to stay stable, secure. Write these affirmations down because these are gold. Seriously. Affirm for whatever it is that you're not seeing, including your own behavior. I'm so Italian. Sorry. Okay. What does it mean if everyone is reflecting love but SP? That is such a good question. That is such a good question. So that's good. If everyone else is showing you love except SP, that's very good. It means you have a very good self-concept with love for yourself. There's just something with this. Do you have a pattern with all SPs in your life? Or is this the one person that is this the one and only person who's shown up doing whatever they're doing? I'll wait for your answer. Maybe I should answer though, because right now, the way I feel, I might forget the whole train of thought. Okay. So if this person is the first and only person to treat and act the way they are with you, and that you get love from everyone else, and even in your other relationships with your other boyfriends or girlfriends or partners, lovers, whatever, that they've also always just given you love, it just didn't work out for whatever reason, nothing deep, then it's something with this specific person. It's something with their particular behavior. You're just seeing them as something lower than what they actually are. So you just have to start seeing them differently. That's all. But if this is a pattern that you're seeing with all lovers, all boyfriends, all girlfriends, all partners, all whatever, then it is something with relationships that you have in your self-concept. Then you want to do work on relationships are safe and secure. Love is safe and secure. Relationships are harmonious. Relationships are healthy. Relationships are easy. I'm really good at relationships. My partner is very good at relationships. We're so good for each other. Things like that. Good affirmations for addictions. Well, I mean, I guess they could be just general, like I feel so healthy and strong. I love having mental clarity. I love being completely free. I love being completely liberated. I love not depending on anything. I love being able to, let me just think this through. I love to be able to soothe myself and take care of myself through healthy ways in my life. I love treating my body like gold. I love treating my body like the temple that it is. I love eating and drinking things that come into my body that my body loves. I love that my cells are constantly regenerating themselves and that all of my organs are all working in conjunction with each other harmoniously. Um, I love just being completely free of any chemicals, like things like that. It's all about that is freedom. That is truly being free. Um, that's all. So try that. Okay. So if it's the one and only person, then you just have to, okay, you want to decide. There is something with this whole SP journey that I do want to say. Um, if you are really, really, really in love with this person, because your love on this journey, your love is going to have to be able to outlast everything else. It has to be truly pure and unconditional to be able to kind of go through this stuff, because this stuff is bringing you to your, like, it's bringing you through basically all of your deepest and darkest stuff to become the best version of you, and that does take a lot. So if this person means that for you, and you love them, and this is your person and this is your other half, then it's worth it. And then I would say really, really write a list down of the things about them that you don't like, and literally write down the polar opposite of that. And then the only version of them that you see in your mind is the new version. And that's it. Just see the best in them. See the best in them. See them in their highest and best light. All right, guys, I love you. I have to go. I have to eat. So I'm going to sign off now. And I'm sorry. I always feel bad because I suddenly see people coming on with last minute questions, but I am going to sign off because I'm starving. So this is like always, one of my clients said this to me once and I was cracking up, that it's that awkward last couple seconds of a Zoom meeting. I love you guys, and I will talk to you and see